Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time for another deep dive. And today we're looking at something pretty interesting. It's called Sphigg.com. Sphigg. SPPHIGG.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sphigg is a new social media platform. We've all been kind of inundated with social media these days. But Sphigg claims to be doing things a little differently, trying to, simplify things and get back to the basics. So,
Interesting.
yeah. So we've gathered a bunch of sources here, posts from Sphigg themselves, articles, user comments, all kinds of stuff to try to figure out if they're actually onto something here.
So it's like a back to basics kind of social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh.
They seem to be really emphasizing this idea of less is more, which is kind of refreshing,
Yeah.
when you think about all the other platforms that are constantly adding features and trying to be everything to everyone.
Yeah, it's like they're constantly trying to one-up each other.
Yeah, exactly. So Sphigg is like, taking a step back and saying, hey, what if we just focus on the core elements of what makes social media great?
I like that.
Yeah, and their About page really highlights this. They talk about things like short posts, SEO friendliness, and real connections.
Real connections.
Yeah, but what does that actually mean in practice?
Right. That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, how do you actually translate that into a functioning platform?
Well, one of the first things that jumps out is their 850-character limit for posts.
Whoa, that's short.
Yeah, it's a far cry from the endless scroll of, other platforms.
Yeah, no kidding. So are they basically saying that, every word has to count?
That's the idea, I think. It's like they're encouraging people to be more thoughtful and concise with their communication.
It's almost like a return to the art of letter writing.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Where you really have to consider each word carefully.
I mean, in a way, that's kind of cool.
Right?
Like, it forces you to get to the point.
Yeah, and they're also really pushing this idea of SEO friendliness.
SEO. What does that have to do with social media?
Well, Sphigg is designed to make it easier for your content to be discovered by search engines.
Oh, I see.
So let's say you're really into underwater basket weaving.
Okay. Underwater basket weaving.
You post about it on Sphigg. Right. And because of their SEO-friendly design, someone who's searching for that very specific topic is more likely to find your post.
Huh. So it could be a good platform for bloggers or businesses or anyone who wants to reach a wider audience.
Exactly. That's their thinking. And then there's this whole real connections thing.
Right. We were talking about that earlier. Like, is that just a buzzword or is there something more to it?
Well, it seems like they're trying to foster a sense of community, by encouraging genuine interactions over superficial metrics.
Okay, so it's less about chasing likes and followers and more about connecting with people who share your interest.
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity.
I like that. And how are they actually doing that? Like, are there any specific features that support this idea?
Well, they're using this unique system called Sphigg coins.
Sphigg coins.
Yeah, I saw a post about it. So users earn coins for liking, commenting, and referring friends.
Huh. Interesting. So it's like a gamification element.
Yeah, and they're hinting at allowing users to use Sphigg coins to boost their posts in the future.
Oh, so it could be like a pay-to-play kind of thing.
Potentially. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that. On one hand, it could give users more control over their visibility, but on the other hand, it could create an unfair advantage for those who have more coins.
Right. There's definitely a balance to be struck there.
Okay, so we've got brevity, SEO, real connections, Sphigg coins, but who's actually using this platform? Like, is it just a bunch of tech-savvy early adopters?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Is it actually attracting a diverse user base?
Right, because if it's just a niche community, it's not really going to make much of an impact.
Exactly.
So that's something we definitely need to dig into.
Okay, let's see what we can find.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so we were talking about this whole idea of Sphigg as a marketing platform.
Right.
And, we've seen some examples of businesses like cyclepartner.dk using it to promote their products. But is this just another avenue for, online advertising, or could there be something more to it?
Yeah, I think that's a really important question. Because at first glance, it could seem like just another place to post ads, right?
Right.
But what if they're actually doing something different? What if they're actually changing the way businesses connect with their audience?
Yeah, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And remember, we were talking about their emphasis on short SEO-friendly content. That could be a huge advantage for businesses because instead of trying to, craft these lengthy blog posts or trying to go viral with a fleeting tweet, They can share these really concise, valuable updates that are actually easily discoverable
Yeah.
by potential customers.
So it's like they're combining the reach of social media with the power of SEO.
Exactly. And they're doing it in a way that actually feels authentic and engaging.
And don't forget about the real connections aspect,
Right.
because Sphigg is all about fostering those genuine interactions between
Oh, that's-
users. So it encourages businesses to actually engage with their audience on a personal level.
So it's not just about, shouting from the rooftops. It's about having a conversation
Exactly.
at a kitchen table, so to speak.
Yeah, it's about building trust and loyalty, which is super important for any business these days.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about those Sphigg coins?
Oh, yeah, the Sphigg coins.
We talked about how users can earn them for engagement, but could businesses use them too?
I think there's definitely potential there. Imagine a world where brands can use Sphigg coins to reward their most loyal customers or to incentivize user-generated content.
Like, what kind of things are you thinking?
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
Like running contests or offering exclusive discounts or even letting customers use Sphigg coins to vote on new product ideas.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it could be a really cool way to create a sense of value and exclusivity around Sphigg coins. Turning them into something more than just these virtual tokens.
Yeah, almost like a mini economy within the platform.
Exactly. And it could really shake up customer engagement and loyalty programs.
So are you saying that Sphigg could be the next big thing in social media marketing?
Well, I think it's too early to say for sure,
Oh.
but it definitely has the potential to disrupt the current landscape. This is a platform that prioritizes genuine connection, quality content, and a level playing field.
Right.
And those are all things that could resonate with both users and businesses alike.
Yeah. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Because Sphigg still faces challenges. It's a new platform,
Sure.
and they need to attract a critical mass of users to really thrive.
Yeah, that's always the challenge with any new social media platform.
And it's also important to consider, the potential for misuse.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like, can they effectively moderate content and prevent things like spam or misinformation from spreading?
Exactly. And then there's the question of competition.
Yeah. Can they actually hold their own against these established giants like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter?
Right.
I mean, those are some pretty big players.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked a lot about the business side of things.
Yeah.
What about the actual content on Sphigg?
Right. Like, what are people actually posting about?
Besides all the, marketing stuff.
Yeah. Is there actually a diversity of content there?
That's what we need to figure out.
Okay.
Because if it's just a bunch of ads and promotional posts, it's not going to be very interesting for users.
Well, from what I've seen so far, it seems like there is a pretty good mix of content.
Okay. Like what kind of things?
Well, we've seen food bloggers sharing recipes, like madscribent.dk's Christmas treat.
Oh, yeah.
We've also seen people discussing current events, sharing personal stories, and even posting about their hobbies.
Oh, right. Like Last Kellett's post about Christmas treats. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That sparked a whole conversation about, holiday baking traditions.
Yeah. It was really interesting.
And it's a good reminder that even in the digital world, food has a way of bringing people together.
It's true. Food is a universal language.
And what's interesting is that, the conversations on Sphigg often feel more thoughtful and engaging than on other platforms.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Maybe it's because of the 850 character limit, or maybe it's because of the focus on real connections, but there seems to be this genuine desire to share ideas and connect on a deeper level.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing.
It really is. It's like they've created a space where people feel comfortable being themselves, without the pressure to perform or to present this perfectly curated image.
Yeah, it's all about authenticity.
But could this focus on simplicity also be Sphigg's downfall?
How do you mean?
Well, what if it's just not flashy enough or feature-rich enough to capture the attention of the average social media user?
Oh, I see.
I mean, we're also accustomed to, endless scrolls and filters and instant gratification.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the question is, can Sphigg strike a balance between simplicity and engagement?
Right. Can they attract a large enough audience without sacrificing those core values that make them unique?
Exactly. And I think that's a question that only time will answer.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. But in the meantime, I'm curious to hear what you think, listener. Do you think Sphigg has what it takes to succeed? Could this be the start of a movement towards a more mindful, less cluttered online experience?
Or is it just a fleeting trend that will fade away as quickly as it appeared?
Let us know your thoughts. So we've spent this deep dive exploring Sphigg.com, this new platform that's trying to do things a little differently. And I guess the big question is, is this just another social media platform that's going to end up, in the digital graveyard, or could it actually signal a shift in how we, connect and communicate online?
Yeah, it's tough to say. Right. I mean, predicting the future of any social media platform is a pretty tricky business.
Yeah.
Especially in this landscape. It changes so quickly. But I think what we've seen in this deep dive suggests that Sphigg might actually be onto something. They're tapping into something that's a little bit deeper than just another fleeting trend.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, we were talking earlier about this whole idea of social media fatigue. That feeling of being overwhelmed by algorithms and endless scrolling and this pressure to present like a perfectly curated online persona.
Right. It's like you can't just be yourself anymore. You have to be this, idealized version of yourself.
Yeah, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think that's where Sphigg comes in, because they're offering an alternative, a space where authenticity and meaningful connection are actually prioritized.
Yeah. And it's not just like lip service either.
Yeah.
Their features actually support this idea.
Yeah, like the 850-character limit.
Yeah, exactly. You're forced to be concise.
And the focus on SEO-friendly content, it's all about, quality over quantity.
It's like they're encouraging us to slow down and actually, engage with the content and the people around us.
Yeah, to be more present, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that could be really appealing to a lot of people, in a world that often feels like it's moving at warp speed.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine, you're tired of all the noise and the clutter of the other platforms, and you log on to Sphigg, and you're greeted with this feed of concise, well-written posts from people who share your interests. You see a thought-provoking discussion about a topic you're passionate about. You see a local business offering a discount on your favorite product. You see a friend sharing a photo from their recent trip. It feels manageable, engaging, and dare I say, enjoyable.
It sounds kind of nice, actually.
Great.
Like a breath of fresh air.
And remember how we talked about Sphigg's commitment to transparency? They've been really upfront about their challenges and their successes and their vision for the future.
Yeah. That's pretty rare these days.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I think that level of openness could really foster a strong sense of trust and community among users.
Yeah. It's like they're inviting users to be part of the journey,
Right.
To help shape the platform as it grows.
And that could be a key to their success, because ultimately the most successful social media platforms are the ones that listen to their users and adapt to their needs.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
So we've seen glimpses of Sphigg's potential, both for individuals who are seeking genuine connection and for businesses that are looking to engage with their audience in a more authentic way.
Right.
But ultimately, it's up to you, the listener, to decide whether Sphigg.com is worth your time and attention.
So what do you think, listener?
Yeah. Are you ready for a simpler, more authentic social media experience?
Will you give Sphigg a try?
We'd love to hear your thoughts. So that wraps up our deep dive into the world of Sphigg.com.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
We hope you enjoyed the conversation. And if you did, be sure to subscribe to this show and leave us a review.
And don't forget to check out Sphigg.com for yourself.
Yeah. See what all the fuss is about.
Until next time, happy Sphigging.
All right. Take care, everyone.